say something. Well, say something. Well, say something. Well,
there's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out, and I'll lay your ship bare. See, I'll leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me
Well, yeah, and so what we're left with is this equation, and it's an equation between those who have committed the most grievous crimes and those who have not. Um, so that's the equation we're left with. So ultimately that's really mostly what I can say about what's been happening. At least in my mind, that's how I see it. That's my you know. I take off my glasses, I can't see anything. Look, you're not going to get further than your own doorstep, darling, by keep fucking uttering abuse at your boyfriend. But what do I know? What do I know? You know, I don't commit crimes, you know, so, you know, against people or anything, so, uh, and in that sense, you know, I really hold the stake high above him and, you know, intend to thrash it down completely through him, so. But well, anyway, look, it's, you know, this notion, I mean, you know, they pulled the wool over our eyes, didn't they, throughout, with this notion that, you know, work the 7 days, celebrate the 5th, and all that old cobblers, you know. How that ruined anyone's chances of escaping, you know. You know, so, um, you know, I don't have time to create havoc for, you know, I say I don't have time, but I sort of feel almost an obligation to undertake such a process by occult means. You know, it's, you know, we're now so far deeply involved in, well, we're also cut up, we're also deeply cut up by, but so far as I can see, just one individual. And we're also deeply cut up by one individual that it stands to reason that one of us, sooner or later, is going to take the chance and opportunity to kill that person. So, um, you know, it's like I speak as a Templar to the army, to the Templars, in saying that we can't forever march. Um, it's like, well, okay, the Templars. Okay, well, it's a long time ago, to be quite frank, and situations were different then, but, all I know is the beast must die. And I don't mean Crowley's beast of the Revelation. I mean simply the beastliest person has got to die. Whether on dry land or in the water of whirling air or anything. So, a rushing fire, whirling air or anything, it's I'm right at that point. But I'll go back, I'll just go back talking about demographics and taxonomies. I mean, why not? You know, and one thing I'd say is to occultists is, what I've done, singing along to a load of old songs, is not necessarily the best thing one could do with one's consciousness, to be quite frank. The semantics of these songs are not necessarily the best thing to have going through one's head day and night, but I'm who I am. I took this bitter pill a long time ago and it's still with me, so that's me. But I'm sure others have got many other things they could be doing, so you know So, you know, in the, what I'm saying is that, you know, you know, it's kind of high time that someone chopped off the right arm of the criminal enterprise that seems to only gather when there's um, well, it's only visible by one's sense of accurate perception, and the rest of the time they're operating, but they're not visible. But where they are visible, it's got to be acknowledged, because if these criminals are not acknowledged, they're never going to be. In the sense that Solomon was never able to control the evil spirits until he managed to lock them in a vessel of brass, and that, of course, took him a long time to achieve. Anyway,
Top girl, you really make me smile. Top girl, you really make me high. Top girl, you got me. Top girl, love me tonight. Top girl, you got me. Top girl, love me tonight. Top girl. Top girl, come on, top girl, top girl, top girl, you make me.
I'll just make one thing clear.
Top girl.
I'll just make one thing clear. I've never chosen in my life ever to run with reprobates. And, you know, it's kind of what I've suggested about the chaos of this kingdom, the negative element of the chaos of this kingdom, in the sense of the evil element of the chaos of this kingdom, is that literally you've got a situation where you have people living side by side who really should not be next door to each other, and you know, really you can't, to separate you can see from the landscape that this society is not separated into prison and freedom. It's just all roads and buildings. So really, in terms of separating people from each other, where they should not be living side by side, is should be a matter of priority, because as things stand, there is no future for any humanitarian progress. you know, I've got to, you know, I've got to really write to another man's girlfriend and explain to him that somebody that I knew steamed into his girlfriend, unknown to me, 10 years ago. And I've got to say to that guy now, I didn't know anything about that and had nothing to do with it, and still don't know about it, and still have got nothing to do with it. So, you know, but he doesn't have the brains to work out. How could he? How could anyone? He can't relate to my values in telling him where he's been unfooted. So, you see, but this is just the thing, and you know, as factual as all that is, the other side of it is that the guy himself is an imposter anyway, and so is she. So, you know. You know, I kind of, you know, mark my words, Smith will make a right old story out of any bones that he can pick out of my Facebook. But the actual truth of the situation is beyond any words that he's capable of telling. So, you know, I just counsel anybody, you know, not to listen to this guy at all, because you know, he is reconditely, you know, obscenely, you know, on the wrong path. And so, yeah.